them. Yeah, you better get that stuff.
Uh-oh. Rodney.
I didn't hear anybody saying that we're on the air yet. Okay.
I was like, hey, hey, hey.
Well, you gotta say it loud. Mics are coming on! Something like that. I don't care. Ay. We're having a lot of... Okay. It has to be from Halloween.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Okay. We don't really have a lot of time because this young lady's going to be in and out of here so fast. She's going to be crying that she has to leave so early.
Oh.
It's kind of mean.
No, it's because she would like
You're
to
going to be crying.
She's going to be having like an hour, but we'd only give her 30 minutes.
Is it a good cry at least?
Yeah, it's a good cry
It's a
because
good cry.
she can't stay for the full hour. So now I'm not sure if we're going to give you 30 minutes or half an hour. Which would you prefer?
I think I'll prefer half hour.
Okay, we'll give you half an hour. Okay. So we have Michelle Morgan. She is a you teach spirituality and transformation and life coach, transformational life coach, and you're a public speaker as well. And you also help out the boys club and the boys, actually it's called the Boys and Girls Club. I can remember when they were two separate organizations.
They were just the boys club.
And the girls club.
Yep.
I remember that.
Now we joined forces.
So were you involved with the girls club before? I mean, as a girl, as a young kid, I mean?
Yeah, it was the boys and girls club when I used to attend. So yes.
So you're still involved then?
Yep.
So you volunteer.
Alumni.
Okay. Were you an alumni of the girls club?
No.
No. Okay. Just asking.
No.
Sorry. Just asking. Neither was I.
I think I saw you both though.
Oh, okay.
Here, see that? See, we got caught. Look at that. Got caught.
I was wearing a dress.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to see that. We have Michelle Morgan. She is she's a coach, a life coach. And what does a life coach do? And what is your background? Did you have to go to school to become a life coach? I mean, did you have to learn stuff from like a university or a life coach schooling or something?
It's the school of life. And the way it came about is I grew up playing basketball. That was my first love. Earned a basketball scholarship. And through that, my experiences going through life, I soon realized that something learning about knowing your worth and your value, something that at certain times of my life I wasn't doing. So then I came up with the concept that I want to help people do that so that we make better decisions and actions towards achieving your goals, because I really believe everyone should be happy every day of their life. So
it's not really a religion that you're teaching here. It's more of life situation kind of thing, right?
It's perspective, but the main thing is self-worth. So that's where it all begins.
We have none of that here tonight, do we, Nate?
We have no self-worth?
Nothing. It just,
I have self-worth.
You do?
See?
It just seemed like the whole show. Headphones has been an issue today.
Oh, okay.
We've pulled them off and pulled them out of the rack. He just pulled them off the whole. When you turned over there, you pulled the whole thing down.
Oh, awesome.
I
thought that was you.
No, no.
You came in and then all of a sudden you're like, oh.
No, you did that, and I said, we just nothing but an issue with headphones. I mean. So anyhow, usually we have microphone issues.
Oh.
We touch the microphone, it goes zing back up in the air. Anyhow.
Or falls out of the clamp.
Falls out of the clamp like it did.
Day. Got
it. So we're doing the headphones this week. I'm sure. I swear we have gremlins in the studio tonight. So when you do this coaching, how does someone find out about you? And what are some of the things that you would actually teach? If I have some issues, would I come to you if I have a certain kind of issue? Like I have an issue with Nate.
Uh-huh.
Would I come to you, or was that like, forget it, you can't handle that?
Yeah, I can handle that.
You can handle that?
Yeah, I can handle that. Nate, you seem like a good guy, though.
You have her fooled,
It's
too,
probably
honey.
Rodney, not Nate.
Well, thank you for being on the program tonight. I greatly appreciate that. We got 20 minutes to fill, Nate. So do you have like a?
I do have a website.
Okay, that was going to ask, but do you have an office or?
No, because I'm everywhere. So you can be Skype, it could be in person.
Oh, okay.
It can be anywhere that.
Okay. What's your website?
Vida Es Oro, so V as in Victor, IDAESORO.com. So Vida Es Oro means life is gold, and that's the name of my company.
Oh, cool.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And people, when they contact you, it's mostly through the website, I take it then.
It's
Other than maybe once in a while you'll come across someone that.
Yeah, well, I'm always speaking about it through the website, and then I also have a newsletter that I write as well. So through the different things that I write about my life experiences. So if someone can relate to it, then, they'll email me back, ask questions. And, the more people know that, that's how you are, you're honest and want to help people, then you attract that.
But you're also a motivational speaker too.
Yes.
Right? So I'm sure you get some clients through that in some way, form, or another.
Yeah.
At some time.
I do. And
what are some of the topics that you talk about, or what are some of the topics that come across to you as a life coach? What are some of the most common things, or is there a commonality? Because I would imagine there's a very commonality with your clients in some way.
I think one main common thing might be letting go, since there's a lot of times as people, we have trouble letting go of, it could be things, people.
Your pet dog, your pet cat.
Yeah, I just
your
put my
car.
dog down a month ago. Yeah, so there's different things that people have a hard time letting go, and we hold grudges, or we, tend to judge or discriminate because someone did that to me. But then, it's all about letting go of those things and figuring out why it bothers you so much, and it shouldn't.
If I hired you as my life coach, you would go out of business in 10 minutes. But if I hired you as a life coach...
And now, why would you say that?
I know. That's so messed up. It's all negative.
Yeah. I know.
Mr.
What is
Negative
going on with you?
here.
Nate, do you have any questions for me?
If I hired
Why
you,
is he so negative?
if I hired you as a life coach, is it confidential?
Yeah,
like
of course it is.
Like a doctor?
Yep.
I mean, so is there an organization that you belong to, an association?
There's no association. Like I have life coaching like classes and things
like
that.
a union. There's no union.
No. But everything is confidential. And even prior to me even being a life coach, a lot of people would tell me things because they know I wasn't going to say anything.
So you were quiet to begin with.
So yes, people, because to me it's like if someone comes to you about something, it should be kept quiet. If they want to tell people.
Well, my issue was if I told you something. Would it be, because I know certain things before the law can't be said unless you get a warrant, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Would that be the same thing with you? Like a doctor. Doctors are very confidential.
It's confidential.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that's what I wanted to find out,
Yeah.
how confidential it was.
No. I'm not like a secret agent.
Darn. Thought we had a good
He's
show
just like
going.
relaying information to the CIA.
CIA, yeah.
Yeah, that's not my job.
That's on speed dial number 1. CIA.
So this guy Rodney, no.
They already know about me. They already know. You're wasting your time.
Oh, okay.
So
They know all there is to know.
oh
You're
yeah,
good.
they know it all. All they have to do is listen to the show for like 2 weeks to get the whole
right.
thing, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Whole shebang.
So yeah. So as a life coach and as a speaker, what are some of the topics that you talk about that I would want to know as someone in your audience? I'm assuming that do I have to pay to go to you to hear you speak? Am I going to buy an entrance fee or pay $10?
It depends on where you're going, and it depends on what the niche is. Because I'll speak to different sports programs. So then sports is more about motivation, not giving up. What are your goals are through using sports as a way to get to where you want to go. Things like that. So it depends on like what.
A lot of people relate to sports in that way.
Right. So, and that's
even if they don't play sports.
Right, because you can kind of make anything relate to anything. So your dream, your passion, your goal, your journey can relate to, different dreams, goals, and journeys. Because there's always the hard work, there's always fallbacks, and there's always when you get back up. So everything kind of relates to each other, which is why. In terms of as people, we have to realize, I know that it might not be the same thing that I've gone to. If I've lost somebody, maybe it's like, well, that's not, you don't know what it's like to lose your dad, but I still know what it's like to lose somebody. So we need to all be on the same page.
So it's
with
kind
each
of
other.
on the same page, even though, because some people, I know someone that lost a dog.
Yeah.
After 22 years or 20 years, something like that. And for her, it was like losing a child. She had no kids.
Right.
And when her dog, she had to have it put down.
Right.
And it was just like she lost a child. And she was in like a fog for quite some time, several months.
Yeah.
You couldn't talk to her. She had cried all the time. You couldn't even say, like someone didn't know her dog passed away. And how'd your dog, kind of thing. So How do you about that? What would you say to me if I had a situation like that?
And your dog passed?
Dog or my son or my daughter.
Well, I would just basically ask more questions and get to know like how your connection was with that person or that animal or whatever it was. I think that's the main thing, is getting to know someone, so you get to find out who they are and why they have these feelings, because we've all, experienced life in different ways. So just because, her dog might have been 22 years, my dog was 16 years, but every relationship has its own, experience, and that's what it's about.
Have you noticed that each person is really different in the ways of mourning or something like that,
Yeah.
Because some people get over it real fast, and some it takes a long time. Is that kind of what you see? Is there a time frame?
I don't think there's a time frame for anything. I mean, it's like getting out of a relationship. Some people can move on very quickly. Some people can take a while. So
yeah, because I was going to ask you about the divorces, because I know someone that got divorced, and 3, 4 months later he was dating, and then a year later he was married.
yeah,
But his wife, it was hard on her.
yeah.
Period.
Because they might have been experiencing something different while they were still technically in the relationship. So you never know. Someone could have been checked out already. So you've had time to kind of like figure out like, okay, I already know where I'm going. And someone might say they weren't quite ready for that to happen. So then they're not ready or expecting the
divorce,
the breakup to happen.
Right.
So, I mean, and that's just another thing, is just communication in anything. So if you're feeling a certain way about something, it's good to communicate with that other person so that everyone can be on the same page, because there's no point of guessing or, not feeling bad because, you don't want to hurt their feelings. But
I agree.
To me, it's about knowing your self-worth. What do I want to do to make me happy? Because even though you might be hurting the other person, you're actually showing love to that person, because you're putting them in a place where they can go on the journey where they need to be. That'll make them happy, because obviously I'm not going to be the person to do that.
Right, and I agree with that. I totally agree with that. We have to go to a commercial break because we have to pay for Nate here. We'll be right back after this quick break from our sponsors. At a Glance Talk Radio on KCTY 107.7 FM, KLBC 1610 AM. Go to kctyfm.org, klbc.org. Yeah, klbc.org. I couldn't remember. Anyhow, I've only said like 3 million times. We'll be right back after this quick break from our sponsors.
Come on, let me tell you what it's all about. ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Yeah, as simple as do with me. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me. Yes.
It's easy to get it all, big and small, at Target.com.
I'm gonna teach you how to sing it out. Come on, let me tell you what it's all about.
IHOP has always been a place for delicious breakfast, pancakes, waffles, eggs, bacon, and more. Now, IHOP restaurants are featuring fruit and streusel crepes, including strawberry and rhubarb, sweet peach and berry, and more berries. It's great. It's a one-of-a-kind crepe. You can only find it at your local IHOP. Get them while you can. Get them while they're hot. Now with 4 more convenient locations in Long Beach, at Lakewood, at 1101 East Pacific Coast Highway, 2050 North Bellflower Boulevard, 700 East 45th Street, all in Long Beach, and 5316 Lakewood Boulevard in Lakewood. Come, join us.
Get ready for an adventure on the high seas. Pirates Dinner Adventure in Buena Park is the only interactive swashbuckling dining experience in Southern California. Take part in the brand new show, Rise of the Sea Dragon. Will anyone survive when the fearsome sea dragon rises above the ship deck to defend his treasure? Find out during a night packed with action, stunts, aerial artistry, and fun. Make your reservations today. Call 714-690-1497 or go to piratesdinneradventure.com.
And welcome back to At a Glance Talk Radio. We're talking with Michelle Morgan. You were late.
You threw me off. You're like, hey, there's another one, and then you come in.
No, oh well, we're back on. We're talking with Michelle Morgan about life situations, and you were talking about knowing your worth. And,
Right.
Associating, in your case, as a basketball player, or was basketball, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's how it started. Yeah.
As a basketball player, how did you take your worth and basketball. How do you combine those two together? What is the commonality there? Is there a commonality?
Well, I don't think at the time when I was,
You probably didn't realize it.
I didn't realize what was going on being young, but there was, now that I look back, I wish that I kind of had the idea of what it means to, have self-worth and self-value, just because, you could try a little harder, you could do things a little bit differently, and you might have seen a different outcome, but my experiences are my experiences. I had a great time and fun doing it, and that's what put me in the position today to want to actually help people to see that, not just starting more at a younger age so that they can have the perspective, so they have a clear understanding of what it means to know self-worth and self-value. We're just told don't do this and don't do that, but we don't really know why. If I tell a kid,
don't jump in the water.
Don't let someone treat you like that. It's like, why? You just don't do it. So it's like, but why? It's because no one should be hitting people. You have self-worth, values. No one should talk to you respectfully, and then you should do the same thing back.
Right. Okay. So if I said to you, Michelle, don't jump in the water, and you say why, so the parent or somebody should give an explanation?
I think, it's not like every technical thing, but there's things that you can explain to. For instance, for me, one of the big things I've noticed is sorry. Like, we tell kids to say you're sorry for everything, but do they know why they're saying they're sorry?
Right.
Like,
no, I think a lot of people just say it because they're told to.
But that starts at a young age. You playing with your little brother, tell him you're sorry. But why am I telling him I'm sorry? Because why? I should not hit someone. I should not treat this person like this. And the person who's getting hit or whatever is going on, you should not allow this because your self-worth and value. You should always be bringing someone up, not down. But if it's just I'm sorry, then you don't. You become a robot. So you don't know. Even in school, it's like, well, tell him you're sorry, but I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. So what am I learning?
Right. Right.
So and then you go through life not understanding value of others and yourself. So that's kind of like the point of I created an equation.
Well, I was going to say that we can kind of go over this real quick. Because it says right here, it says, know your worth. Now today, according to, she gave us a little slip of paper with her company name and everything on it, but it says today's gold prices per troy ounce averages $1,220. 1 pound equals 14.58 troy ounces. Multiply your body weight times 14.58, and then you'll get troy ounces. No, is that troy ounces? No.
No, you'll get your value. You'll get your
value
in money, so
right.
in dollars. So
okay.
So basically, Vida Es Oro, life is gold. Everything runs around and works around treasuring yourself. So everything is about gold. So, say for instance, if I did this and I came out to $2 million, if I told someone that, we can think of value in money. So if I had this piece of paper and I said this is $2 million, would I give this to the person I don't trust? Would I allow someone to come over and throw it on the ground and treat it badly? No, I wouldn't. So why do you treat yourself like that? And the more you continue to value yourself and show that to not just to yourself but others, your value actually goes up. So and that's what it's about.
So you also kind of promote self-esteem at the same time.
Right. Yeah, it all rolls into one.
It kind of connects, self-worth and self-esteem kind of connect together, intertwined a little bit there. I like this one. Multiply your body weight by $1,220.
Yep.
So to me, that would be 200. I weigh 233 pounds. You have a calculator, somebody? Anyhow.
No.
I'm not good at that.
But you're worth you're usually worth somewhere in the millions, so it gives yourself a baseline to kind of think of how you should technically value yourself, because if I had, $2 million
see, a lot of people wouldn't say that to see how you are worth in millions or money. Because you need something you're saying, you know your worth, you need to have something to compare it with or equate it to.
If you don't know what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you're doing this like you did with the troy ounces and then the dollars, that gives someone an opportunity to figure out or have something to compare or look at. It's like I can tell you it weighs 25 pounds, but you wouldn't really know what 25 pounds really is like unless you actually hold it.
Right.
Or have, some way of something to compare it with.
Yeah.
What is one of the biggest issues you've ever had?
One of the biggest issues I ever had is, I would say, rescuing people. I've had a lot of different things that I've had to work on. Rescuing people. So today I wrote a newsletter on rescue relationships. So in terms of that, if I was dating someone and I saw that, you know what, you need to change some things because, you know, you're not happy with, you're telling me these horrible stories that you want to change, and I'm here invested in, like, helping you change it.
I have a good one for you then. Let me give
But
you
then they don't really want to change it.
Right. Okay,
And
see
so
that
I'm, like, working harder than they are, and I've learned to just, you know, allow that person to you know, take control. So I called it Captain of Rescue Ships. And so I just said at the end, it's like, you know, when a person's ready to take control, they'll be the captain of their own ship for transformation in their life.
Okay, that's a good scenario. I like that. 'Cause I have a nephew and a sister-in-law, or nephew's, is that sister-in-law? Anyways, my nephew's wife. She's a dingbat. She's got the IQ of a snail, and snails are smarter. But she has really bad mental issues. But anyhow, my nephew has beat her and hurt her several times. He's been in jail. He just got out of jail just recently, like last week or so. But she keeps taking him back. Now, there are some issues with this lady that I have heard and, you know, have understood that she can't do anything basically for herself. She can't even handle her own money. She has to have someone to handle that for her. Why do people like that, or people in general, women?
Well, why are we generalizing women?
Well, because mostly it's women who have their husband take their husbands back after being bitten.
But I'm
after
sure it
being
goes
bitten.
both ways.
It does, but it's not that high.
But we don't want to generalize because we don't know.
I know that the odds are not that high. Check the odds.
No, don't generalize because people are people. So, you know, it's like when people say all men are cheaters. I say no, they're not. So it's the same thing. Is that the kind of stereotype you would want as a male?
But it's true. Most women, but there's more women. I have never heard of a man taking his wife back after being beaten. And if it is, it's very, very low.
Well, there's so many things that we don't know about. Like, we don't know every statistic that happens out there. And there's also, there's
only have small study groups.
Right.
Very small study groups. Based off of statistical evidence that's very small study groups.
Yeah, I don't like to generalize because there's a lot of things
Which
we
is
don't know.
generalizing.
And it goes both ways. Male, female, doesn't matter. Relationships,
Right.
Gay, straight. People are people, and that's what I say at the end of the day. So,
Well, that's a good scenario. I mean, that's a good thing to say.
yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing against that. We only have a few. Yeah, we only have a few more minutes. This goes by quick, huh?
Yeah, it does. But
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of that, I just think that there's something background as to why, you know, they stay. There is also that's why I want to teach self-worth at a very young age, so the learning curve is very cut short because it took me a long time to learn that, and I just think, like, I wish I would have known a lot of it.
Do you teach some of these things in the boys club, girls club? Are you able to do that? Because these are young kids at the boys club.
I do it in a way. I don't need to say it. I have a way of saying it so that they understand.
But I mean, you do it there.
Yeah.
I mean, you teach it there, or at least bring it up.
Yeah, I do bring it up. I'm constantly bringing
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Because,
in any
like
scenario.
you said, you wish you would have known this, but now someone like yourself is teaching them in the boys and girls club at a young age, because they're young kids.
Yeah.
What's the average age, or from what age to what age?
Well, they go to 6 to 18, so now they go up pretty.
So it's a 12-year.
Yeah, and then there's programs within the organization that, you know, work with, you know, adults who are up to 24, depending on what the programs are. So
Okay.
I've worked with a lot of programs that are for like the high school to the out of high school age. So, you know, they need help in different areas, and it's just about getting them at that age. But then also when I work with like younger ones, or even just my family, you know, I talk to them in a way so that they understand. I can't. They might not get the concept, but there's a way that you can still talk.
But
to
if you,
kids.
but if you do this, you know, every year or every other year, they will finally, you think, by the time they're 18, will get at least half of it, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah. It's just something that we're not taught on self-worth or self-value. That's not something that we're taught. We kind of assume it. I don't know, in terms of teaching.
Yeah, teaching.
Right.
Like just by saying don't do it, or you shouldn't do
Right.
it, or this is,
Right.
but you don't really know why. And that's what you have to teach.
And
Right,
okay,
so they
'cause
can learn.
you need to
Yeah.
know, or the kid or person that you're talking to needs to know why to or not to do it,
Right,
and what the real reason behind that is, and just not saying don't do it.
right.
Give them an explanation or reason of why or why not.
Yeah, because how do you improve? How do you get better? But that's
Right.
just in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, family, a romantic relationship. You just can't say like, "Oh, I don't want that tonight." It's like, well, let me know, communicate with me so that we can make it work. If not, then
Right.
we
That's a really big issue with not just married couples, anybody.
yeah.
With friends and couples and dating couples, the whole thing. That's a big issue. Communications.
Yeah,
is
well,
a
it's
very-
people in general, because even you can be in the workplace, and sometimes
That is
in
true.
work there's not.
We'll be talking
communication's
about
not
that
well.
too at the next hour. We're going to have a Chaz Austin will be coming on. We're going to be talking about leadership and one of those things what you just mentioned in working in work issues and work-related issues.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
yeah.
Well, thank you for coming down. We're going to have you come on a little bit for a longer segment because 30 minutes is not going to do you just. I can see that.
Yeah, that flew by.
It did. It did. And so we always say it's the fastest hour you've ever had in your life, but this is the fastest half hour you've ever had in your
The
life.
fastest 30 minutes,
Yeah.
remember?
You're listening to Addie Glenn's Talk Radio? You said half hour.
I just switched it up on
You just switched it. You're listening to Addie Glenn's Talk Radio. I am your host, Rodney Barton. We'll be right back after this quick break from our sponsors. It's AddieGlennsTalkRadio.com.
Come on, come on, come on, let me tell you what it's all about. ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Yeah, as simple as do, re, mi. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me, yes.
It's easy to get it all, big and small, at Target.com.
I'm gonna teach you how to sing it out. Come on, come on, come on, let me tell you what it's all about.
IHOP has always been a place for delicious breakfast, pancakes, waffles, eggs, bacon, and more. Now, IHOP restaurants are featuring fruit and streusel grapes, including strawberry and rhubarb, sweet peach, and berry.